Welcome to Last Week in Warframe, a series where I keep you updated on the past week of Warframe by compiling all the posts by DE throughout the past week, from Reddit, the Warframe forums, all the way to their Twitter and their live streams. So without further ado, let's go over D's announcements and news from the 18th to the 24th of August. First things first, the current Prime Vault will be ending on the 3rd of September with a new Prime Vault launching straight after with Valkyr and Saryn Prime. As for the accessories that will be coming in that Prime Vault, it will be the same accessories that launched with Valkyr and Saryn Prime. DE has also said the way items in future unvaultings are determined will be changed to account for ownership and other criteria. They've also acknowledged that Frost, Ember, and Loki Prime have returned too many times and that they may be rewarded in the future through gameplay and other offerings, but this is still being discussed. During Prime Time, one of the new rewards being added to the Disruption expansion come the next mainline update was shown. This is the Echoes of Umbra. The Echoes of Umbra are tied to the infested chair in the back of our orbiter, and Rebecca did say there will be new lore tied to it. The Echoes of Umbra will imprint the memories of Excalibur Umbra into other Warframes, and then that will allow the selected Warframe to gain sentience just like Excalibur Umbra while you're in operator mode. Rebecca explained that your Warframe, when equipped with the Echo, will only use your modded weapons and not their abilities. She also added that the Affinity Link system will be active upon launch, but if there ends up being an AFK Affinity exploit, the link will be disabled. This system will be locked behind the Sacrifice quest, and the sentience on the frame will only last for 24 hours. Rebecca said the reason behind this 24-hour time limit is to incentivize players to return to the game mode. You will need two parts of the Echo in order to build or use it, and the blueprint will be tied to the Kuva Fortress Disruption node that once again will have Kuva as a reward, and then the second part will be tied to the Lure Disruption node. The second part tied to Lure wasn't explained as clearly as the first part, so it's unknown if it's going to be a reusable blueprint or if we'll have to farm for both parts constantly when we wish to make use of these Echoes. They had also showed that you can disable the Echo prior to the end of the 24-hour timer by returning to the infested chair. It is important to note though that they did state it will consume the active Echo and it won't be returned to the player if you choose to do so. Once again, Rebecca also added that new Damalus will be coming to the Disruption nodes on the other planets when the expansion comes out, which means Amalgams won't make an appearance on Lure, as an example. Now moving on throughout the week, Rebecca announced that no hotfixes will be released until the mainline update goes live, with the exception of emergency fixes. She also reiterated that the Disruption expansion would be a part of the mainline update alongside the Riven cap increase to 120 slots, the 1000 friends cap, look and mod link, and more on top of that. And once again, we also had another tweet showcase of the Bloody Shores and emote from Pablo with a caption. We are adding some musical sheets to help you go from zero to hero on the Shorezen. This is a slowed down version for practice. It will have a proper speed one too. So, look forward to that. Megan also replied to the forum thread throughout the week that highlighted differences between, quote, theoretical and practical damages, and quote, saying that the mainline update would include a comprehensive review on bows as a direct result of that post and DE fixing and investigating the issue. Lastly, in regards to the mainline update, in a Reddit response, Rebecca confirmed that the Operator Mask from the Operator Mask contest will be a part of the mainline update as well. For those who have forgotten, since it's been like 4 months, it's the Norg and Lotus Operator Masks that were made in that contest about 4 months back. But moving forward, DE Bear during the week reaffirmed players that DE have yet to announce any further minimum requirement changes for 2020, and that if they do, just like last year, there will be an announcement well ahead of any rollout. For PC players who purchased the Wukong Deluxe skin prior to Hotfix 25.6.1, you can now contact support for a refund in Platinum, and they will give it to you. They will also remove the skin or collection, whatever you bought, from your account. DE Bear announced that on the forums to players who meet the criteria. Now for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch players, update 25.6 went live on your consoles, and I do have a full patch note video up on the channel that covers everything in the update, including each console's unique fixes, and that video is linked in the description just alongside everything else, and you can just click the link card on the top of the screen if you just want to go that route. As we wrap up this week's recap, for developer Reddit responses, KillerKarpFen said that he has fixed the navigation issue spot in the Eris defection missions that is shown on your screen, and then he has also fixed the shown clip in the Grineer settlement tile set. These fixes will either end up being in an emergency hotfix if one occurs, or in the mainline update. Now we go to developer tweets. We first had this thread from DE Steve. The clips up on your screen are what he shared, and I'll just be reading out what he tweeted. Quote, "Lots of cool stuff coming next week on PC to start. One is we intend to ship a part of our new rendering system on the current one. Metallic surfaces will look better and more consistent across the whole game. Here's test data showing old, okay it's shiny, but the roughness texture and the artist's intent is completely compressed in this terrible narrow range. There is supposed to be brushed imperfect metal, smudges and imperfections. You can barely see the detail the texture offers. Now, this is the same texture with the coming update. Now it's matching the artist's tools and intention. This corpus floor is supposed to be scuffed and abused, not just bland and vaguely mirror-like. We can see all the depth, variation, and detail that was hidden before. This is just better math, not eating performance. Another example of the new way. Many will recognize this floor pattern. Now the surface has an almost brushed aluminium feel. TennoCon demo artists push for proper reflectivity of chrome, steel, rubber, and plastic. It will affect the whole game, yes, all platforms. There may be tweaks required here and there, but it looks so much more alive. But we will be listening as usual." Now another tweet from Steve was about the state of the game, and his bit of commentary on a number of creators leaving or taking breaks from covering the game, saying, "Also, yeah, small fun, lighthearted things have shipped this summer, maybe gives you the impression we're not focused on serious stuff. New War, Empyrean, Squad Link, modes, new tile set, raid rethinks and Deviri and so on. But someone's small after hours experiment is just that. We're working. Don't want to overpromise, but PC Mainline next week is also technically interesting from a CPU performance perspective, lore development speed frame, it's getting juicy. I'll probably see you guys on stream while we stall on shipping it. Lastly, yeah, I see great content creators taking breaks. On one hand, I feel responsible and crap, on the other, healthy for them to do so. Warframe hustle has its ebbs and flows, but we are motivated to earn and sustain everyone's attention, ideally without going more insane." Now the final Twitter showcase was something I missed a couple weeks back from DE George. It's a video with the following caption. "Our sound designers Willem Schoken and Eric Preston are A. just practicing their daily vocal warm-up routine, B. recording new enemy vocalizations, or C. none of the above, these guys are just weirdos." Anyway, that video will play for you now.
1, 2, 3. Cool, that works.
That concludes last week in Warframe. If you found the video informative, make sure to leave a like. If you think I can improve upon the series in any way, shape or form, make sure to leave it in the comment section down below, as well as your thoughts on anything that I highlighted here today. If you want the channel glyph, the codes are up on your screen. They are one-time use. If someone has already used them, you will not be able to input that code and get my glyph via that code. If you missed out on last week's episode that covered the dev stream, you can click the annotation on your screen right now and it will take you right to it. Like usual, all the links to everything that I mentioned here today are in the description down below, so if you want to go to anything directly, down below. Thanks for watching the video, see you guys next time.